Hey, Ag Teacher Thoughts here, coming at you with another video. This is going to be an unboxing video. This is a grant-funded unboxing video. All of this that you see before me and a couple other pieces of equipment were part of a grant for an after-school program. So later this year, I'm going to start teaching classes after school, on weekends, on holidays, and during the summer I'm going to offer after-school camps. So what we're going to do is we're going to do blacksmithing. So with that, I know some of you are going to think, well, blacksmithing doesn't really kind of fit a modern shop, but it does. Okay, so with blacksmithing, what we're doing is we're heating steel to its critical temperature, and then we are adding force to it and causing it to move. So we're looking at, see how I can get a little closer so you can hear me a little bit better. So we're looking at fluid dynamics of metals. So with that, it's understanding how metal moves when it gets hot, how metal moves when it's cold. You're looking at ductility, you're looking at hardness. There's a lot of stuff that we're going to look at when we blacksmith. The other thing that's a part of this is we are in a rural farm community, and my students are going to encounter all types of different machinery. So it could be tractors, it could be trucks, it could be loading, unloading equipment, material handling, all sorts of equipment. And equipment breaks down. So it wears out, it breaks down, and sometimes you're going to need to repair it. Now, a very important thing to understand about working on equipment is some of those metals in that equipment have a hardness built into them. So they've been hardened through a heating and cooling process, and it gives them extra rigidity, or kind of like a spring steel. You know, you squish it and it goes back to its original shape. If you work on that equipment and you weld on it, you're going to anneal that or remove that hardness that you've added to the steel, and then that piece of equipment's not going to hold the same amount of weight. So those are the two kind of things that we're looking at with blacksmithing when it comes to a shop space, is tempering, hardening, and annealing, and fluid dynamics. Okay, so that's a lot of what we can tackle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do an unboxing video. I know what's in some of these. Some of them have duplicate items, so I'm not going to unbox those. And it's going to take me a little bit because some of them have been stapled, which is not exactly easy to remove. And I'll kind of explain some of the stuff here. We may go through it all, we may not. We'll see where it goes. But hey, let's open some boxes. So it looks like this is going to be one of our forges. This is going to be one of our larger forges. See if it's still in view for you. Yep, kind of it's out of view. Let's bring it over here. Oh, that one's heavy. Oh, so is that one. That one's not. See if we can get this out of here. All right, let's do it the easy way. All right. So this is one of our propane gas forges. This is a 21-inch forge. This one is a 3-burner. I know the 3-burner assembly is here in another box. So they go in here. I'm not going to assemble these right now. With this, it does have an open port on one end and a door that opens and closes on the other. This is a forge that gets really, really hot. So I think 5 psi on the propane, and this will get it hot enough for forge welding. So forge welding is when you can take two pieces of metal, you can heat them up to their critical temperature, where they're almost melting, and you can actually smash them together, and the molecules of the metal will start to bind to one another, and you'll actually do a fusion weld just using pressure that you're going to apply with hammers and the heat that comes out of the forge. So that's another part of blacksmithing, is your first types of welding that were ever done in the world were forge welds. So that was smashing hot metal together. So this is one that can definitely do that, and I'm going to go ahead and put this in the back, and we'll keep going through the boxes and see what else we have. I opened this one up to see how easy it was going to be to undo the staples. See this one? Okay, so this one, again, the burner's not on here, the handle's not on here, the gas regulator's not on here. This is one of two little well forges that we have. With these, I stuck with the smaller ones because they are a single burner. And if you're an ag teacher out there, or you're someone that's looking to get into blacksmithing, don't start with a 3-burner forge. 3-burner forges go through an awful lot of propane. You'll be filling a propane tank basically every other day, every third day, if you're teaching classes and you have a 3-burner. That one back there is a 3-burner. This is just a single burner. So we got 2 of these, and these will be what I use in my classes, and we can get a week and a half to 2 weeks worth of classes done with a single burner because we're using a third of the propane of one of the larger ones. And I do recommend having multiples of these if you have multiple students. Makes it less crowded around the forges, but this is another nice little high quality forge. I'm going to throw that one to the back too. I'm going to bring just one of these boxes up. It's what it says. It's an anvil. We do have several anvils. They are heavy. I know exactly what's in those anvil boxes, so I'm not going to bring them out. But this is a very, very nice anvil. So there is, this is a knife maker style anvil. It's big enough for what we're going to do in our class. We don't need really large anvils. We do have one on loan from a community member that's a really large anvil. But the majority of the work that we're going to be doing with our students is actually fairly small. So basically, the majority of it's going to be under 12 inches or so, okay, for the length of that. So that's plenty of room here to work on that. If we need to work on a bigger project, we can use a bigger anvil on a bigger project. But these are more than enough for what we're doing, and this one's specifically designed for knife making, but it has all the things we need, and it's going to allow us to do the processes that we want to do. And it's a great training anvil, and it's it's on the lighter side. So it's good for me to be able to pick up and move those. I don't have to worry about hurting myself when I move it. It is a big chunk of steel, but it's not super, super heavy. Not like a 300 or 400 pound anvil. This one is, oh, I don't know how many pounds this is, but it's not a lot. Get out of the way. Woo! Let's see. We're still rolling. Okay. Get that out of here. There's my pliers. There they are. Go through and look at this. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Looks like there is the handle for one of our forges. Aha! This would be a burner for one of our Whisper Baby forges. Okay, a few more things here. There's our hose and our regulator. So with this, they are piezo lit. So we do have a piezo lighter to put in there. It is in here somewhere. And with this, since this is a forge that's going to go in a school, there is an automatic shutoff if we have a gas issue. So if the flame goes out, this will automatically turn off the gas. Just because we're using it around students, we need to have some safety features involved with that. So there is that. Let's see what else they give us in here. User's manual. Instructions. Oh, just kidding. I'm not going to throw those away. Okay, so there's that. And it's showing me how all this stuff goes in. It's a thermocouple. Okay, so that's how they're working there with that. All right. So that should be fairly straightforward for us as far as putting that together. And that goes again with our smaller forge.